kids, welcome to Terry on Tuesday, coming to you today on a Sunday morning from the kitchen of creation and cold, hence the tramp gloves. It's ridiculously freezing in here, the coldest room in the house, but it has the best light and the most space, so I've got to sort something out. I've got loads of space in there, but that's just a glorified storage room, and it's very dark. It's very dark in there. Anyway, maybe next year I'll sort it out, who knows. Right, a couple of things you may notice. Firstly, got an off-world top on. Yes, still got the off-world top. This was a gift from Sticky Ink Studios, who are co-producers of the film and printed all our merchandise and the costumes. Not a great deal to tell you about off-world at the moment, other than we're crawling ever so closely to sending everything to the States to get marketed. It is annoying how slow it's going. When you think how little's left to do, how these last few steps are just like crawling in treacle, or whatever you want to call it. But honestly, it's getting there. As a plug from last week, you may remember I mentioned a friend of mine, Paul Mount, who has a YouTube channel called Paul's World of Stuff, where he reviews physical media and movies and DVDs and all that kind of stuff. And he was one of the very first lucky people to see Off-World in its entirety. Now, disclaimer, it was a not incredibly high resolution. It was something like 720 probably. It was watermarked to heck and back, with his own name on the watermark. So although I trust the guy, anyone who gets a preview copy to review only will have a watermark copy with their name all over it. So if it gets out anywhere else, we know exactly who to blame and set the legal people onto them. But no, I'm not sending out review copies willy-nilly. It was one to Paul because he used to be the head writer of Starburst magazine, which is a British institution. And had we finished a film a few years earlier, we might have got it into Starburst, properly. Anyway, thanks to Paul for that, anyway. It's ANDOR time. Time for another ANDOR build. I really wasn't in the mood for it this week. I was going to do another sit and talk video, just rambling about stuff, but you had one of those recently, so I thought I'd better get on with ANDOR. We're coming to the end of February now, which means I've got precisely 1 month to finish this entire thing.
Oh my god.
Build-wise, I built quite a lot of stuff. It's going to be finishing up and painting and all that very soon, but a little bit more building this week. So let's change the camera angle and show you what I've got. I'm having a right nightmare with angles at the moment, camera angles. It just seems that I can't get the table and myself in the same shot. Maybe I should do a split screen or something. Anyway, bear with me as we try to get through this with my head incredibly cropped off. Sorry about the baseball cap covering my face. It's a very, very, very bad hair day, and I think I'm growing my director's haircut, which means very unkempt. Okay, as you can see, pivoty leg things, all 6 finished. You'll also see, heck of a mess. They're not meant to be stuck together like this. I should put them here and explain. Now let's pick quite a neat and tidy one. This one, as you can see, it's got minimal filler on it. This is one of the last ones I did. Oh, it's got a big chunk of filler down there. But as you can see, it's quite neat all the way around because I finally worked out the using the little 1-inch nails method of pinning everything in place and holding it, and they worked out quite well. Now, yes, I've been putting not the filler, remember the filler I bought? I haven't been using that because it's chalky and not very nice, very dry. I did find the remainder of my instant nails, which I used on Groupmobile, because it's slightly more pliable and EVA-ish, if that is a word. PVA-ish, sorry, not EVA. This is EVA. And I've been doing some filling on some of the wonky edges and nail holes all the way around here. As you can see, That's a pretty nice one. You can just see it's only little pinholes that have been covered by filler on both sides. So they're quite nice. Now that as you get back to the earlier ones, there's a bit more filler because the edge is going to need a lot of sanding down here. But that's all 6 of the swivelly leg things. Do you know there's probably a Star Wars Wikipedia page that tells you exactly the right name for these, like, I don't know, structural actuators or something like that. Now, what are we going to do today? Well, all of these swivelly leg jobbies need to have a square plate glued to the top of here that sticks out by 10 mil all the way around. So I know it's 140 millimeters all the way round as a decent square. Don't worry about the mess on this. All of this is going to, when it gets a little bit warmer out there, because it's freezing at the moment, I'm going to get my hand sander, the Minnie Mouse, not Disney, the Minnie Mouse sander, and go around everything and tidy it all up a bit nicer before priming. I may actually seal the foam using some good old-fashioned, well, the Americans call it Elmer's glue, but it's basically PVA. It's the good old sticky school glue, watered down like crazy, and pasted all over here so it gets into all the porous foam and seals it nicely for accepting paint. Right, so I need to cut 6 squares at 140 millimeters square. Let's not do that on camera because it's going to take forever and I'll have to speed it up and it's really boring. So let's come back when I've cut all those, shall we? Alrighty, so you may have noticed that I have decided to make my squares out of 2 rectangles each. That is because I had lots of offcuts left over from doing the long curvy bits that go around the edges. And what do we say? Yes, we say every bit of the buffalo. Use every bit of the buffalo. So the plan is to have as little, I've got boxes of this upstairs now, small bits, which we'll try and use for joining blocks and all sorts of things. Now some of these have got a weird, not very flatness of them, but that's fine because they're going to be glued all the way around onto the end of one of these, of all of these leg thingies, and squished flat with another block on top, so that will straighten them out. But I'm going to give them 24 hours to all go off. Some are flatter than others actually, so that's good. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Yeah, so that's 6 of them done. Now, being Sunday, ooh, that doesn't look right. What is that? What? That second one is taller than the rest. See the one under my eye there? Ooh, that doesn't seem right. Let's quickly measure that. Sorry, I've gone off on a tangent. Oh, it's 143. That's interesting. I must have cut one of them a few millimeters out. Knee bother. Firstly, 3 millimeters won't make a difference in the grand scheme of things. But secondly, I'm going to cut the 3 mil off this because, to be honest, let's fix it now while we can. There we go. I'm just going to quickly measure 3 mil. Let's just check, 143, yeah, so take 3 mil off. There. I should be doing this with my glasses. I went to get my eyes tested the other day and I do need new glasses for close-up and for long distance. And they told me that my right eye is showing the very, very earliest signs of a cataract, on top of pigment dispersion syndrome and early onset glaucoma. So that's good. Great when you need to make movies, isn't it? Kind of need my eyes, otherwise I'll be stuck on audio dramas the rest of my life. Anyway, it's early days and they did say cataracts can take years and years and years to fully manifest. So, okay, not the most level edge in the world, but so far so good. Much better, much more better, as we say in the pirate circles, much more better. That's 6 of these done. Now I have to, I'll pop up a drawing right now. I have to pop up, I have to start measuring these blocks that go on top of the spindly legs. But what I'm going to do first is get the spindly legs and these plates assembled, and I'm going to run the sander over all the spindly legs, because once you've got these and the extra bits on top, it gets harder and harder to sand into corners and things. So I think if I sand the major parts before that, that will be good. Right, that's that done. Now, obviously, as you know, a lot of work has been done off camera, like assembling the rest of these and cutting these squares, and the next things I'm going to do off camera. I'm at the stage now where I used to do really involved show and tells, but for me, I think it's just because I got so much on in my head and in real life. A to-do list as long as a long thing, and I know it's fun to watch, you know, the process being done right in front of you, but it's a real pain in the bottom to actually film and edit and all this kind of stuff. And the videos get longer, and chances are they might not get made at all. I'm just surprised that I've managed to keep going so far every Tuesday with a video. Anyway, that being said, it's very sunny outside, hence the light and the harsh shadows, which means it may warm up a little bit this afternoon. So I may get the whole Minnie Mouse sander onto the spindly legs. And until then, I will run some more fill around the seams here, etc. And then work out which bits need sanding, get them all out there, run the sander over them, just to sort of smooth things off a little bit more. That will help kind of move the process along. Then of course these will go on pattern side down onto there, and hopefully stick out all the way around, kind of like that, and then these blocks go on top. But like I say, I'm not going to do too much more this afternoon. It is Sunday. I normally record on a Saturday, so that gives me a Saturday and a Sunday to film and edit stuff. I'm just going to try and get it edited today. I might do a little bit tomorrow if the weather's nice. But I'm going to try and do some sanding in the week. So hopefully by next week, we should have these with the plates on the end, all sanded, ready for paint. I do have to drill holes in both sides, which are already marked out from the pin. Remember I drew the circle? So that's handy. I have these all sanded, have them assembled, and I should hopefully have at least one of these end blocks. I got a drawing here. Yes, it's kind of, you just see it there. There's from the plate up, the end block and the rounded bit on the top. Not sure how I'm going to do the rounded bit yet. I might just cut circles out of this and sandwich them together, like 3 or 4 high, so it's that thick. Or I don't know if it's possible, but get a strip like this and bend it around something. There's one we made earlier. It's like a balloon animal. Will that glue all the way around into a cylinder? You know, something like that. You know, it's under a lot of pressure. I don't think it will hold. I may even find something that is cylindrical that I can glue straight on, because it's just like an end cap. So essentially it's something like this end cap, probably a bigger diameter. But if I can find something like this that will do the job, I'm gluing that on there, job done. You don't have to make it all out of foam. And if you can find stuff that, you know, cuts out a number of tasks and processes, especially as you have to do everything 6 times, it makes things easier. Now the other thing I forgot to mention is, as you can see by my half drawing of the entire thing, I've done the main Y shape, but I've also got to make another 3 of these tuning fork thingies that hold the spindly legs, one for there, and one for there. So I do have to cut them out. Not too difficult this time, because they're a bit smaller than the huge Y shape. And if I look around my junk, remember I cut these little extra bits out of the of the tuning forks on the Y shape, I can use that to trace around the shape so that when I'm marking out the next 3 here, I can just draw 2 vertical lines, pop that in, that gives me the angles. Job's a good one. Speeds things up a little bit. Very last thing before we go, you remember I bought some A4 EVA foam sheets, 1 or 2 mil thick. Basically I've been cutting these out. So there's 2 sheets at the moment just taped together. These are the detail pieces that will go in the tuning fork bit, and then you've got these 1, 2, 3, 4 cutouts. The reason I haven't cut the bottom ones out yet is because the bottom of these aren't square, they go diagonally to the center of the Y shape. So I'm going to make this my template, and I've got to cut 6 of these. So I've got plenty to do. And I will get on with these, as I have done with the spindly legs. I'll be getting on with these in the week. So as I'm doing my day job, occasionally I come down to make a cup of tea, I'll do a bit of work on this, go back upstairs, do my day job, do my other stuff, come back down, do a bit of work on this, and so on, which hopefully will have results and show you what I've done next Tuesday. Anyway, sorry this has been a wee bit of a boring one, but you can see that there is progress. I'm really glad that I've got these all 6 made. Yeah, they work fiddly to get together, and ironically, like I say, with the nails pinning method, I finally found the most efficient and neat way to do it on the last 2. Does that mean I'm going to do the first 4 again? Hell no. But again, it just shows that you find a way to do it, and as Jeff Goldblum says, life finds a way. Anyway, that's all from me this week. Take care now.